everyone, and welcome back to Short Stories for Kids. I'm your host, Lucy, and today we have a special request for a story. Oh, hi, Polly. Thanks. Dear Lucy, we would love it if you could please write a story about a boy called Ethan who meets a pirate who moves next door to him. They become friends, and the pirate helps Ethan with a special school project. Ethan was 7 years old. In all his 7 years, his life had been very similar to yours and mine. Nothing too extraordinary had happened. He had happy days, joyful days, and like all of us, the occasional sad day. But mostly, the days were pretty good, even if nothing very exciting happened. Until one Friday, that is. The house next door to Ethan's had been empty for some time, and although people came to look at it every now and again, nobody seemed to want to buy it. Then one day, arriving home from school, Ethan spied a large sold board on the front lawn. "Ooh," said Ethan. "It looks like we're going to get new neighbors." Later, while lying in the bath under a mountain of bubbles, he began to wonder just who these new neighbors might be. Hopefully, he thought, there would be someone his age, and that they'd get on incredibly well and be best friends forever. That would be nice, he said to himself. The weeks rolled by and nothing changed next door, so Ethan stopped wondering about who might move in and concentrated on other things, like soccer and Lego, and how many chocolate chip cookies he could eat in one go. It wasn't until school was over on that particular Friday that his mind was brought back to it. A large removals truck was parked outside the house next door. However, he couldn't see anyone unloading. Maybe they'd just finished, he supposed. Ethan raced through the house, tossing his school bag into the corner of the hall as he headed for the garden. There was a particular wooden fence panel between the two houses with a small circular hole in it. And it was this he now peered through, hoping to catch a glimpse of the new neighbors. He had been wishing to spy someone his age, so it was with some shock that he instead spotted an octopus. It was even more shocking when it waved. Ethan jumped back in surprise. Had he really just seen an octopus? He decided to take another look. This time, there was an eye peering back at him. "Ah, well, what have we here?" said a delighted voice, presumably connected somehow to the eye. "You must be my new neighbor." Ethan fell backwards onto his behind. Above him, a big hairy head rose above the fence. The head wore a red bandana with white spots on it, had an eye patch over one eye, and a bushy beard tied into plaits. If Ethan didn't know better, he'd say he was looking at a pirate.
"Hello, me lad, I'm Captain Codswallop," said the hairy man. "Just moved in next door."
Said Ethan. "Are you like a pirate?"
"Oh, well spotted, lad. Well, at least I was. Decided to try something different."
"Oh, what's that?" asked Ethan as he got back on his feet.
"I've started my own business making diving boards for swimming pools with Squidgy Dave here."
The last comment was aimed at the octopus, who had just climbed up to see better. "Wow!"
Diving boards are a bit like walking the plank, but much more fun.
"Sounds great," said Ethan. "I like swimming and diving."
"Oh, splendid news. Now, if you'll excuse me and Squidgy Dave here have got to finish some unpacking."
And with a wave, the pair of them had gone. Ethan went back indoors and collected his school bag. He had a school project to do this weekend, and he needed to make a start. In class, Ethan's teacher had shown them lots of logos, such as McDonald's, Disney, and Google. For homework, Ethan now had to come up with a logo of his own. Spreading some paper and various crayons, pencils, and pens out on the table, he sat down to work, but couldn't think of anything. Not a single idea entered his head. In fact, all he could think about was the fact that he had a pirate and an octopus living next door. Finally, 20 minutes later, inspiration hit him. He'd had an idea at last. Abandoning his paper and pens, Ethan marched straight out of the house, across the lawn, and up to Captain Cadwallop's front door. When he gave 3 firm knocks, seconds later, the door was opened by one of Squidgy Dave's long arms. "Hi," said Ethan. "Sorry to trouble you again." Squidgy Dave pulled the door wider and beckoned Ethan to enter. The house was full of boxes and packaging. Some things had already been unpacked, including a ship in a bottle, a cutlass, a stuffed parrot, a framed treasure map, and a cowboy hat.
"Oh, that's not mine,"
said Captain Codswallop when he saw Ethan looking at it.
"That's Squidgy Dave's. Now, what can I do for you, young man?"
So Ethan explained the homework he had to do that weekend. "I was wondering," he said, "if you have a logo for your diving board business yet." Captain Codswallop scratched his hairy chin.
"Well, I hadn't even thought about a logo,"
he confessed.
"I suppose we will need one, won't we, Squidgy Dave? We don't even have a name for it yet."
Ethan beamed with delight. "Then would it be okay if I design one for you?"
"Oh, of course, me lad. What a kind offer. I can't wait to see what you come up with."
And so Ethan went to work. He spent all of Saturday doodling and coloring and sketching and scribbling. And then on Sunday morning, it was time to present his idea. Captain Codswallop invited Ethan out into the garden, where Squidgy Dave had put lemonade and donuts out on a table.
"Oh, how exciting!"
admitted Captain Codswallop as he sat down. Ethan stood before them and revealed his drawing. It said, "The Jolly Roger Diving Board Company," in bold blue lettering. Above it was a smiling skull and crossbones. Captain Codswallop and Squidgy Dave sat in silence, staring at the logo. "Oh dear," thought Ethan, "they don't like it." Captain Codswallop lifted up his eye patch for a better look.
"That is amazing!"
bellowed the captain, jumping to his feet. He snatched one of Squidgy Dave's arms and they did a little dance around the table.
"The Jolly Rogers Diving Board Company! Oh, it's perfect! It's perfect!"
Ethan was, as I'm sure you can imagine, very, very happy. On Monday, Ethan handed in his project and received top marks from his teacher. Then, over the coming weeks, Ethan designed adverts and posters for the Jolly Roger Diving Board Company, and soon his logo was on the side of a truck and on caps that the captain and Squidgy Dave wore. They even had one made for Ethan. In no time at all, the Jolly Roger Diving Board Company was very, very busy indeed. You may have even heard of it. The end.